We're up. So, Ardith, tell me a little bit more from the beginning about how you crafted a life that could work in Hazard, Kentucky.
Well, I think the basic is that I wanted Bill to be happy, and he had the job he was looking for, and I knew that that would make him happy. So while I wasn't happy for a while, I had to decide that it was gonna be this way or nothing. And I did. I just decided as long as he was happy, I could be happy and make a go of it. And that's it. That's pretty much the way it was.
Well, then you did all kinds of stuff.
Well, but that's how I made myself happy.
Mm-hmm.
I made myself approve of the way we had to live, just by virtue of needing necessity.
Well, one thing that may have helped is we had a nice house. This is the first, we bought a house in Hazard, and that's the first time we'd ever bought a house. We'd always lived in rental properties, of course, all the way through school and internship and residency, and even in La Paz, we were renting. And we found this sort of nice little, I don't know, what was the style, sort of New England style house on the side of a hill in Hazard, a little neighborhood up on one of the hills above the downtown part of Hazard. You need to think about Appalachia and
Everything is silly.
Everything's silly. So it was a nice little house, a single car garage, but it had a garage, 2 floors with a big basement, and a backyard that was terraced because we were on a hill. The backyard had, I think, 3 different levels.
Correct.
And it went down to a large cement parking lot outside of the high school gymnasium, I think, down there. So we were perched there. It was a pleasant house. We bought it actually from a retired banker and his wife who decided they needed something simpler. And they were very gracious, and it was a nice introduction. So there was a nice place, and our souvenirs from our travels and the furniture that we brought back with us from Bolivia, all that fit in there quite well. Right? That was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So the first part of settling in was getting the house in order. I set up a workroom in the basement, and Ardith took care of just about everything, at least deciding where everything else went, and then I made sure it got there. There was a little porch on the side. It was actually a 4-season porch, I guess, because they'd enclosed it. We had a TV out there. I remember that particularly because later on I got seriously ill with hepatitis A and spent some time out there trying to recuperate. Nonetheless, that was how we got there. And I had an office at the community college. It was part of the University of Kentucky system that had been arranged with the president of the community college. So I had my own office, and that's where I was going to work. At first, there wasn't that much for me to do besides get acquainted with the community, and the president was helpful. He took me around, introduced me to people, so that we had a reasonable idea of what was going on in town. And I was beginning to develop a curriculum for medical students to come out and spend time there. And I was also beginning to look around for something else to do because my boss at the medical school had made it clear that he expected his field professors of community medicine, I was one of those now, to develop a local project that was meaningful.
Okay, we're going to switch gears and just reset. Hold on.
Recording stopped.